Hello and welcome. I'm Emma Rowena. I'm a performer, a musician, an intuitive reader and healer, and meditation guide and a spiritual guide. And I'm here today to talk to you about fear. Because last week I posted a post about how I've governed my life through fear most of my life until I discovered I didn't have to do that anymore. And I started to explore and I started to learn how to find a different way of leading and living my life, and how I can deal with and meet and face my fears and start to release them so that I can do the things I want to do and live the life I want to live in spite of the fear that has been following me through my life, and that also, of course, shows up in my life still, because we are humans and we meet people and we face situations that do actually bring forward or instill or remind us of the importance of fear in our life. First of all, I want to say that fear is an important emotion in situations where our lives are in danger. There is a reason we have fear here as humans. But a lot of us, most of us, I would say, today, in our society at least, in our Western society and in the world, live our lives with fears that we do not need. Fear of things that are in our imagination, or possible events in the future that have not yet happened, that we do not know will happen. Now, we do not need to live in this kind of fear. We can release it. We can choose a different perspective. But most of all, we can live a different way, a different perspective. And I'm going to try and explain this very briefly. It won't be very long. And I'll do a meditation on this later this week. But what I want to share with you today, because a lot of people responded to that post around fear, so I'm guessing and I'm thinking it's because it actually matters to a lot of people. And if you find that you're not managing to do what you want to do in your life, or to accomplish your dream, or even to dare to dream, then maybe you want to explore a little bit. Is there a fear in you that you have learned somewhere along the way from your parents, your peers, your society, whatever, that is stopping you, that is governing your choices? If you are choosing things from fear, then you are stopping yourself from blossoming into what you really are. And it can be a fear of illnesses, it can be a fear of accidents, events, other people. Maybe you've learnt somewhere along the way, either by example or by experience, that people can be dangerous. Or a certain type of people can be dangerous. Maybe you're afraid of what people will say about you if you do something that you would like to do. There are all kinds of ways that we use fear in our lives. And I would like you to explore this so that you can start to let it go. We don't need to live like this. I promise you we don't need, and I'll tell you why. Because you're more. You're better. You're larger than that. Because you are an infinite being in a body. This is my firm belief. You are a soul in a body. And the body is the manifestation of that energy, that essence of yours, that soul. So you are more. And what is this soul? What is this essence? I just heard a testimony by Anita Moorjani. She is one of the many people who died and then came back. And she has explained what she saw and felt. And I urge you to look her up. It's beautiful what she has to share. And what she says, and she also lived her life, she governed her life through fear, and it caused all kinds of illnesses in her body. And she talks about how we look for the illnesses in our system. We're afraid, we're governing, we're doing everything to heal from fear of not surviving. And what she saw was that this is a construct. We do not need to be frightful or fearful in this way, because we are love. We are energy. We are larger than life, if you like. And we have the possibility and option to choose to lean into that part of ourselves that rises and heals and loves. And love can heal your fear. I'm not talking about the love, the needy love that we sometimes have between ourselves as human beings here. I'm talking about that beautiful love that resides in your heart. And I can feel it as I speak it for myself. It's expanding. And hopefully, because this is how I also work, I work as a reader and an intuitive, in addition to being a performer and a musician. And when I feel the energy in myself, I'm offering it to you too as well, so that you can try and catch on to it in your heart. So what I invite you to do is, first of all, to acknowledge or to notice whether you are governing your life through fear. Are there parts of your life that you are making choices in through fear? Fear of not being good enough, or fear of something happening, something bad happening, or fear, whatever it is. And yes, you want to be careful. You want to drive carefully on the road when it's icy, for instance. It's really icy here today. But so there are certain natural ways of using your fear, or natural causes for your fear. But are you stopping yourself from thriving, from following your dream, or even from dreaming because you're afraid that it will fail, that you will fail, that you will not be acknowledged, that people will not think well of you? Are you afraid that it will not be good enough? Every time something happens in my life that reawakens my fear, it feels so intense now. And I'll tell you why. In my past, this was my default. I lived through fear. I was fearful of what people said, fearful of doing something, of stepping out, of bringing my voice forward, of being me, of having my own ideas and thoughts and speaking up and performing without, I even performed with a lot of fear because I was afraid of making mistakes and I was afraid of what people said and thought. And that was my default, so I didn't recognize it. But now that I know differently, and I choose to do things differently, and I choose to do things from a different place, from my essence, from my soul. And the more I do this, the contrast to the sensation and feeling and presence of fear becomes so clear to me that I can recognize this very quickly and start to heal it and work on it and release it and get hold of that pattern and shift it. So acknowledging and noticing whether you're governing your life through the kind of fear that is not natural and not healthy for you, then you can start to release it. And then the second thing is, and I just mentioned it, is to start to trust and listen to and absorb and explore what it means to be more than just you in a body. What does it mean to be larger than life? What does it mean to be energy, expansive energy, with love from your heart, part of the universe, of the divine, if you like? What does that mean? You know, your soul knows this. So if you start asking the questions, I'm pretty sure that your answers will start to come, either as an idea, an experience, or someone will come to you and show you. Maybe a guide, maybe you're connected to a guide, maybe a dream will show you. But you are more than this. And when you start exploring, and if you've already started exploring and you know this, you can just explore even more and try and practice leaning more into that beautiful energy of love that is you and your vibration. And it can have a color, it can have a sound or a feel, whatever it is. When you discover your fear, see if you can remind yourself to lean into that beautiful, natural, unconditional love that you are, your essence, and feel the safety, the security of that. Then the fear can transform and be released. And you can do whatever it is you want to do, create whatever it is you want to create. It might take a little practice to trust it, but explore it and try it. These are all topics that I'm sharing in the book that I've been writing a little bit about on my social media now, that is coming out this spring or early summer. It's called You, Me, and All That We Are. unveiling the beauty and magic of your life. And it's actually partly a testimony to my son, but it is also a message to everybody out there seeking to find a better way of living and to find who you are and what you are. And I think maybe the main topic in the book would be to explore, or the main suggestion that I bring forward: explore, investigate, be curious, listen. And once you start doing that, see what happens with your fears, with your patterns, with the ways you stop yourself. We talk about blocks, that we carry all these blocks. Well, maybe these fears are your blocks. That's all you need to know. Explore it. And please let me know what happens when you do. You can write in the comment here and I'll respond to you, or you can share it in the social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is. And I'd love to hear you. You can also go to my website, emmarowena.no, and write to me if you like. And I wish you all the best on this. I will post a meditation this week for you to tune in and to help you to really experience this expansion, this energy, this vibration of yours that you are, that is your nature, beyond your fears and beyond, but also including your physical body. I hope this was helpful to you. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful day. Many, many blessings. Take care. Bye-bye.